One more to end with. No, they're one at a time. Health education film, that sounds like. Health education film.
Look at this steering wheel. Look at that clutch pedal. There's germs on them. And we know where they come from, don't we? Filthy hands.
Yes, but luckily, I'm sure you're about to tell me what I can do about that.
Yes, I will. Before you put your foot anywhere near the clutch pedal, or even pedal, wash it thoroughly in big bottles of Dettol.
Yes, and what about this other disease I seem to have that does affect my driving rather a lot?
Oh, that's being working class. We can't cure you of that.
End on that. Well, 20 points each there. Now we're going to do another game called Ads. Yes, so we're going to get Stephen Fry to do an advertisement. He's been practicing all his life to do these. Stephen Fry will be doing an advertisement for underarm deodorant, but do it in the style suggested by the piece of music which will start playing about now.
Because you're lovely. Roadlon have created new blue Fritsch, a new kind of deodorant that goes on working. Sun-ripened Californian denim. From the early morning, which the man from Del Monte has just passed, saving the economy of an entire continent, direct to you, under your arm, tonight.
Well, definitely 10 points there for using the lines from all the ads you've ever appeared in. And we'll now go on to John Sessions doing another advertisement, an ad for joining the Marines, but in the style suggested by this music.
I didn't know what I was going to do that summer. But he'd gone and I guess you could say I was all alone. And then I started painting. I started using turquoise and green and ultramarine. And I got the idea, why paint soldiers? Why not be one?
Yes, very good indeed. 32 points for that. Well, now we switch to John Glover and Rory Bremner doing something slightly different. It's a game called Couples. They're going to start improvising a scene when I press the buzzer, and I want the audience to suggest two other people that they could be as they're continuing the scene. And what we're getting to do is to pretend to be a psychiatrist and their patient, and his patient. And we also start off with a couple of people that might belong together, like Romeo and Juliet, or real people, probably. Cagney and Lacey.
You afterwards.
Any other brilliant suggestion from you, and I think you can leave now. But, yeah, you start off with Cagney and Lacey, and then we'll move on. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, you...
Oh, for goodness sake, Christine.
You dirty rat, you shot my father.
Lecture.
I keep thinking I'm stuck in a time warp.
Maybe a couple of real people.
David Owen and David Steele.
The real people.
That's close, anyway.
Sorry, no, can we have a proportional vote on that one? I mean, because I've got to have something I can ignore later on in the sketch.
David, don't start.
No, I'm terribly sorry, but it's plain that we've been suffering for years from this split personality syndrome, and I mean, it certainly seems...
Oh, David, for goodness sake, you and I...
But I mean, you know, I was on the couch this morning, you were on the couch this afternoon, yesterday it was the same last week, same week...
For God's sake, David, am I paying 15 guineas for this?
Why don't you both carry on both doing Robin Day? Both the psychiatrist and the patient.
Well...
No, sir, not you. I don't want to hear from you at the moment.
Sorry, I don't... The gentleman
No, if
there-
you're going to continue to interrupt the programme, I'm sorry, we're not going to carry on. I'm afraid not.
I think we've invented a new game. Let's do both. Let's do you both doing Frankie Howard.
No. Yes, well, no.
And then a couple of people, another pair. Sandy Gall and Alistair Burnett. That's a good suggestion there from your agent, so go ahead with that.
It's 10 o'clock. Here are the main points of the surgery again.
And we end tonight with a rather whimsical little tale from the palace. Apparently, I think this is mine, Sandy. Even though camera 3 cut away to Sandy there, it is in fact my own.
One more pair to finish. Saint and Greavesy. Okay. You're laughing already. Haven't even started yet.
Well, we sent Jimmy down this week to have himself analysed, and I think you got up to a lot of fun down there, didn't you, Jim?
Well, it's funny you saying that, Saint, because... Yeah, it just seemed to me that I drank that sample that I gave you last week, and it's done something rotten to my brain.
That's so funny. That's great, Jim. Well, all that aside...
Thank you very much. Yes. Oh, well, 10 points each there, I was thinking. A bonus 20 to Rory, just to fiddle the score. Now we come to another game called The Great Debate. All four contestants are going to participate in this, and they're going to be debating a subject, which this week I'm going to give it to you now, and it's blood sports. You're debating the topic of blood sports, for or anti, but doing it in the style of some types of people, like megalomaniacs or manic depressives or estate agents, that sort of thing. It's suggested by the studio audience. Have you got a few sort of types of people that I... Hang on. Hypochondriacs, that sounds like a good one there. Can we get that one?
Funeral director.
Funeral director, yes, that's good. Stand-up comedians, yes, that's fine.
Frankenstein.
It's not a type of a person, really, is it? Well, lots of bits of people all bolted together. No, I don't like BBC directors. No, obviously I do like them. Psychopath. Haven't we had... Last week. We had that last week, apparently. In fact, we had a psychopath in here last week. And he was very popular with the audience. Now, hang on, what's that?
A royal.
A royal. Well, the royals generally, that would do. So, types of people. So, hang on, John, could you do a stand-up comedian, John Sessions? Rory Bremner, you could do royals, couldn't you? Stephen, I'd have thought funeral director. And John Glover, hypochondriac.
Thank you very much.
So I think that's... Start off, John, now. Debating blood sports. You doing your character as whatever it was. Stand-up comedian.
Stand-up comedian.
You have 4 Pakistanis, 15 foxes, and 12 seals, and all sat in the back of a bus. An Irishman got in the bus, a Scotsman got in the bus, and a fox hunter got in the bus.
Rory.
Because the thing is, if you once you get the fox to stop, you get a large pair of scissors, and all you have to do is just snip one half of the fox away from the other, and apparently it doesn't hurt a bit unless you get your finger caught in that strange ring at the back of the scissors.
John Glover.
Yeah, I've had that.
Stephen.
It doesn't matter whether the loved one is an animal or a human being. If they want to be laid at rest in an expensive fashion, then we're here to clear your mind.
John Sessions.
He comes along and he looks in the hole and he says, "This is a foxhole." And man says, "You can do what you bloody like it, especially if you're a Swede."
And that was the funniest royal variety joke I heard in 25 years of doing the programme. But it seemed rather funny to be riding on foxes to catch horses. And the whole
thing... John Glover.
Don't think I've ever met a royal before.
Rory.
I must say, you do look remarkably ill. Have you...
Stephen?
royal purple silk lining for the casket, as we prefer to call it, in which the adored one may rest for eternity to rather unpleasant Yamaha DX7 Hammond organ music.
So he says to them all, shall we toast the fox? He says, well, you'll never get it under the grill.
Well, I think you all touched on blood sports every now and then, so I think 10 points each there.